blog number 3, which is going to be discussing evaluating sources. So in our textbook, the Rhetorical Act, chapter 11 is entitled Understanding Evaluation. And basically this chapter was about going over different standards by which people use to evaluate different medias, and how one certain type of media can be evaluated differently by the different standards, and how you need to choose basically one or two of them accurately and able to accurately analyze your source or your media or whatever you're consuming on the internet, news, just media in general. So the 4 different standards. So the first one is artistic, which is focused on producing an aesthetically satisfying discourse. So for example, you would use artistic standards to evaluate perhaps a billboard, or maybe a piece of art, something visual. Another type of standards is the response standard, which is focused on achieving a desired effect. So these ones you would use this standard to evaluate pieces of media that are more likely to get a reaction out of you, maybe something like an inflammatory advertisement. It's probably eye-catching, and that's what they want, and that's their desired effect. And so another standard, the third standard, is the accuracy standard, which is focused on presenting as truthful and complete account of the issue as possible. So probably use an accuracy standard to evaluate a news story, maybe a journal article, anything having to do with information being spread. Most likely want to use that to make sure it's completely accurate. And then the last standard is the moral standard, and that's focused on advancing ethically and desirable ends for society. So making sure something is ethical, again, maybe like advertisement, you want to use moral standard to make sure it doesn't offend anybody, that sort of thing. And so this also relates to our other readings that can be found in Reading Pop Culture, our other textbook, chapter 1, Me Commerce. So the 2 articles there were called Snaps to Riches, The Rise of Snapchat Celebrities, and Public Displays of Transaction. So the first one, Snaps to Riches, is all about Snapchat and how this artist on Snapchat has basically been getting hired by different companies to use Snapchat as an advertising tool, and so they make artwork on the app, catches a lot of attention, and people really like it. But basically they're curating media, an advertisement, something that would probably be analyzed by the artistic standard, because it's about catching your eye, or maybe even the response standard, because they want to achieve on getting a desired effect. And so the other article, Public Displays of Transaction, is about Venmo and how, in comparison to an app, a social media app like Snapchat, you're curating what you want your viewers to see. Whereas Venmo is more truthful, it's more accurate, because you can see what the person is spending their money on, who they're sending money to, that means they're spending time with them. It's a more accurate display of information that you can evaluate through the accuracy standard, because it's focused on presenting truthful and complete account of what's happening. Which also goes into the news article I chose for this week. And I evaluated this article through not only the response standard, but also the moral standard. So the article for this week is about 2 sisters from the Midwest who are among the untold number of surviving child abuse victims who are unable to escape their horrific experience of the internet. So these 2 girls basically had an abusive father who would videotape the abuse and upload them online. And the really scary thing about the internet is that people downloaded it, and it was shared to however many people. So because of that, the girls, their videos were posted online, and the videos of their abuse were found in over 130 child sexual abuse investigation involving phones, computers, cloud storage, and accounts, and 45 million videos and pictures were flagged last year all over social media. But it's interesting because tech companies are more likely to review photos and videos for facial recognition, malware detection, and copyright enforcement than something as crazy as child abuse videos and pictures. And so looking at this through the standards of evaluation, I think they wrote this article I was looking at it through the response standard and the moral standard. One, the response standard, because they were focused on achieving desired effects. It's a really sensitive topic, so they didn't get really into detail, but you definitely get a response from reading some of the things that happened to them. And also, they included the fact that tech companies don't scan videos or pictures, and they should be flagging them and taking these pictures down. So including that definitely gets a response out of people, evokes emotion for people to go out and make a change. And so this is, using these valuation standards in the real world, and seeing how media can play a part in making a change. So thank you for watching. See you next time.